So I up on the BBC's webpage headlines today. Second, I think, is a top London professor, stating that he believes the life expectancy is levelling out. In other words, it's going backwards. Yeah, we are, well, let's face it, the poor will be the ones who are taking the majority of the averages back down. And he believes that he's in fear that it could be caused by austerity. How much do you get paid for that, cock? Yeah. It's nice to hear you saying something, and you being a sir and having the powers that be, maybe someone will listen, and it's on BBC because I suppose BBC are doing, as I say, the warning us of statistics that'll be coming out, confirming that this is the truth, and that austerity is, as I've just quoted myself, it's a intended genocide, isn't it? It is a social cleansing of those that be. It's been carried out by your local councils, your local authorities. I've had a big part in this. These are the Stasi, the foot soldiers, the SS, as it would have been, the Gestapo, as they would have been then. These are what they are of your local authority. These are the ones who are carrying out this for central government. No matter whether they be Labour, Conservative, Lib Dems, or fucking raving loony parties. Yeah, this is what's been happening. It's funny when you're my age and you get a chance to look around at your life, and as much as some of these pricks on here, they can say as they please, but when the shit hits your fan, as it did in my case 5 years ago, your interest in life changed totally. Yeah, it's a totally different outlook on life. I, for one, was a person who, through the struggle of, which you're all aware of, my own fucking problems, and single parenting and looking after a seriously ill father, through all those, you still had time to, you took time out, let's say, and you enjoyed certain things. I enjoyed sport, I did. I enjoyed the rugby, I enjoyed the football, I enjoyed the cricket. We know it's changed over the years. Rugby always has been a little bit, to the more, let's say, affluent. I've got an old mate who says the cream always rises to the top, but by the time that the fucking cream's got a chance to rise to the top, it's already fucked itself up through, just the general conditions and situation it's living in, then it'll never get a chance to rise to the top. But, football's changed over the fucking decades. It was a working class sport when I was a kid, you know what I mean? There were no seated stadiums, there were no seats in the stadium. It was peanuts to get on, everyone went on as a social event, a few pints after. It's now become an I'm alright jackers sport, hasn't it? As Roy Keane said, the prawn sandwich brigade, isn't it? That's not just at Man United and places like that. It goes right through the fucking, the leagues now. If you've got money and you can afford a box, or if you can afford a 40, 50 pound seat, take your children on for fucking 60 pound, such as that. It's £100 event, isn't it, to watch a football match now for a family. That's more than someone gets on job seekers allowance, isn't it? Or even employment support allowance these days, because they're both the same. And cricket, like the other sports, has gone on to pay-per-view. You lose contact with it. You're unable to fucking afford to pay these ridiculous prices, such as Sky TV charge or whoever else charges, whether you can fucking download it or stream it. You still have to have the fucking data available that costs more and more. It is the select few who get chance to relax in that way. The ones in steady employment, the council staff on a fucking 43-year fucking job with a wage every week or every fortnight or every month, along with fucking sick pay. You can plan your life ahead, can't you? You can put your fucking money down, can't you? You can say to Sky TV or fucking Preston North End, I want your season ticket. here's my money, because it'll be coming into my fucking bank account every week. So there's my direct debit. But do you get where I'm coming from? Yeah, times have changed. Yeah, and you lose interest being in the situation I've been in. Your interest is taken over by other things, by housing, by people's situations in life. You know, what the government are doing to fucking what I mentioned in the first place, which is a social cleansing, a fucking genocide, a wiping out of the poor, a causing of mental illness, a causing of physical illness. Yeah, let me give you a prime example of someone I'm aware of, yeah, who's been employed his whole life. He's now within 6 months of retirement, yeah. The last 6 months, his job became there was so much pressure in his job that it forced him onto the sick. So, going onto the sick meant that being in the situation he was, despite having great jobs in his lifetime, and despite the fact him being at this employer's for many, many years, you know, it wasn't what it was in the old days. And after 6 months of the firm, the company you're working for paying you, it was peanuts. I don't know whether it was a $1 a week or something. It certainly wasn't anything. Come here, you. Here. Stay there. It certainly wasn't. Stay. Share with care. Yeah, it certainly wasn't anything. You know, it wasn't a living fucking amount of money you got. So after the 6 months, this company, because they're only in a position where they have to pay you for 6 months now, even though it's peanuts, you're then forced onto employment support allowance. Or, well, if you're made redundant, or if you're told you don't no longer needed, you'll be on job seekers allowance, which are both the same. Yeah, 70 fucking £5 is it a week? I don't know. Anyway, the government voted to knock it down, £30 a week employment support allowance. So you get the same now for being on the sick as you do as if you're looking for work. This is your doctor, yeah, writing sick notes. These are fucking professionals, health professionals, saying that you're no longer fit to work. But what happens is the government and its rulers then decide that you must be assessed by your likes of Atos and other fucking Capita, is it? You know, there's that many fucking groups out there now assessing you that, you know, it's a minefield. But anyway, so let's go through this person I'm talking about, right? He's been there all these years, yeah? He's now done his 6 months on their sick for peanuts, right? They won't get rid of him, because if they get rid of him, they have to pay him a certain amount of redundancy because of the years he's been there, right? So what they do is they force him to claim employment support allowance off the government. Now he's still employed by this company, yeah? That's his position, yeah? He isn't going to jack. He'd intended to work till he's 70, yeah, to put a bit more, you know, because it's not a well-paid job. He'd intended to carry on working till he's 70, right? But what's happened is that he, yeah, right, has been forced by them to claim, as I say, employment support allowance. Now, get this in your fucking head. If you don't think these people aren't causing mental illness intentionally, right? This is the reason he's off, through stress. You know, his job has become, you know, intolerable due to the certain people who bullied him, basically, and put him in a position where he doesn't feel adequate. So at 64 years plus, yeah, just coming up to retirement, he's put himself in a position where, like I say, he's trying to claim this. Now, what the fuck is going on when he's sent for an assessment at Atos, which he has just been sent for? Yeah, he's signed off by his doctor, right? The firm he works for, that he's still employed by, yeah, have forced him to do that. Now, the powers that be, i.e. JOBCENTRE Plus, where he's had to fill out all these forms, increasing the stress he's already under, yeah, have put him in a position where he has to get someone with him, and he's been interviewed by a fucking Atos interrogator, as I call them. You know what I mean? Because they are fucking dirty, deceitful, fucking devious fuckers, yeah, as they try to fucking, well, it's an interrogation, not an examination, as I've said in the past. So, he's been for this. What the fuck is the point in this? He's still employed by the fucking company who fucked him about and put him through so much pressure, yeah, that they're fucking destroying his life. Yeah? So what you know, he can't be on job seekers allowance because he's not looking for a job. He's still fucking employed. Employment support allowance, yeah, because he's on the sick, yes. But what I'm saying is, can job seekers, can JOBCENTRE Plus send him for this fucking so-called fucking assessment and then say to him, right, you're not entitled to employment support allowance because you've got null points, because you've got no points? Can they do that? Because then they'd have to say to him, well, you can't claim job seekers allowance because you're still employed by the firm who force you onto the fucking sick through the fucking evil fucking, you know, situation they've put you in. Seriously. It's intentional and fuck all other, yeah, aggravation, which is causing mental health issues, physical issues, and destroying people's lives. And like I said in the first place, this fucker's saying this austerity is fucking putting us back to the 1940s and 50s, you know, for the fucking working class person's fucking life expectancy. It's unbelievable, yeah? I've got more to say on this later, but just get that into your head, what I'm telling you. What is the point in Zuna, get over there. What is the fucking point? What is the point? Yeah? Yeah, come on. She's terrified now because there's shooting in the background. Yeah? The old farmers are out shooting. But yeah, what is the point in putting someone in that position? Yeah? Paying for fucking Atos to interview them. Yeah? Dragging them through fucking such as advice centres, filling out form after form when they're already under immense mental pressure, to put them in a position where even if Atos say you have no points, yeah, and you should be going back to work, they're already fucking in work. But he can't deal with going back there because of the way they've treated him. I mean, I find this fucking astonishing. But if they say we don't no longer want him, or he says I no longer want to be there, then he fucking gets job seekers allowance, which is the same, and everyone's entitled to that. It's fucking appalling what's going on, mate. It's a fucking disgrace, to be honest, mate. There's no other fucking nation on this fucking planet with a welfare system that people fucking tooth and nail for, actually fucking, you know, treating people in the way this country is. There's a lot of shit around lately going on these, well, you know, from Tony Blair now saying that Corbyn could one day be Prime Minister, yeah, to novelists writing and saying, why don't we have a national service type thing, but get them to pick the fruits. Yeah, another fucking cheapskate fucking job for the fucking, yeah, farmers. The Norfolk boys, the Southwark boys, you know what I mean? She's suggesting that if they go picking fruit, learn about food and such as that we can give them a free university place. Fuck off. You're fucking lunatics, mate. This nation's been run by fucking corrupt fucking corporations, and I include councils in the corporations because they're all working together and destroying a once fucking fantastic fucking system and a once fantastic fucking island, mate. Yeah? Because of what? Because they're all right fucking Jack.